Oh good. Finally onto this topic. The Irate Gamer. Now, I've been considering covering something of his for a while. In fact, I even considered covering him as a person and talking about his flaws. But I decided to talk about his work and not him personally for the most part. So, who is the Irate Gamer? Well, the Irate Gamer is an angry reviewer on YouTube, and yes, I am fully aware that there are controversies surrounding his show and how similar it is to the Angry Video Game Nerd show, but I'm not even going to address that as that video's been made like 100 times within the last decade. So, even if you think that he's 100% guilty of being a rip-off artist, which for the record I don't think he is 100% guilty, it isn't this that makes me dislike him, and I want to make that fundamentally clear. So the Irate Gamer has been around for a decade and has made a staggering 69 episodes of his show. Well, that's a bit of a dry hole. So yeah, his output isn't all that great. In fact, he probably rivals Anita Sarkeesian as far as laziness goes. And it's not like the show makes it all worthwhile either. The jokes are always awful, the skits are always dull, nonsensical or stupid. Hell, sometimes it's a case of all three. And if you just want to treat them as informative reviews, you can't even say that he goes into any form of detail when analysing games. For this episode of Curiosity's Sake Movies and TV Shows, I decided to look at the height of Chris's creativity, his third season in which he pulled out all the stops for his most epic storyline yet. This is what he considered at the time to be his magnum opus. So let's see how it turns out. Now, if anyone gets nervous and thinks that I'm attacking his character, or him personally instead of his work, then just stop and read this. Are you okay with me destroying this thing now? Are we good to go? Good. Right, so we begin this with an outside establishing shot that is clearly not the building that the interior shots say it is, and then... destroy. Okay, I'm already lost with this fucking thing.
Yes! Yes! After so long!
Jesus Christ, that acting is fucking horrible. The first thing most people notice about Chris is that he's a horrendously shitty actor. In fact, he's so bad that in some of his episodes he has to hide his face away so that he doesn't have to properly emote.
Son of a bitch!
That is how awful he actually is. It doesn't help that he's such a shitty person in real life that he doesn't have any friends to play other characters. He plays literally everybody in this piece of shit. His acting talent is the only talent we're going to get for this entire colossal piece of shit.
This is fun, isn't it?
Yes, this is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Yes.
Another thing that needs to be mentioned at this point is how much of this fucking dialogue is completely unnecessary. Like, why was that in the fucking script? It added nothing. It wasn't any form of commentary on the game that he was reviewing, and it wasn't funny. So why is it there?
Destroy. I will destroy.
I love how he just walks off and doesn't even do any damage to the environment around him. You think he'd crush something or, you know, rip a piece of the building off as he passed it, but nope. We cut to this secret cavern and the cast of Name of a Rose talk some shit about shit. Just some vague bullshit that bad writers put into their stuff to force tension, whilst being really ambiguous. Also, the fucking background doesn't change between shots. Chris just enlarges it. Like, all he's done is make it look slightly askew. Props to him for actually remembering to change the background though, I guess, but it's not the best way to do it. Get more than one shot for fuck's sake.
Oh, welcome back, gamer.
Oh, I'm not a returning customer, believe me. I'm just one step up from being here against my will. So he establishes that he's in a 90s mood today, so he decides to check out Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Considering that this is a huge story arc, you think that there'd be something, you know, forcing him to do it, but nope, he just decides to do it because fuck it, why not? So he puts the game into the SNES without switching it on, and the game boots up.
Upon starting, we see the evil Rita appear over the horizon, and, well, that's basically it. There's no story, no mission, nothing. Way to drop the ball, Bandai.
Okay, criticizing a game's lack of story makes very little sense if the game itself doesn't require a story to begin with. I mean, it's a fucking beat-em-up game based on a kid's TV show. How much of a story did you think there was gonna be? Remember Double Dragon? That game's story is literally this. Would you say it lacks motivation? I mean, the motivation is right there. In fact, I'd say that this image is the exact same as that image. It begins with it more or less summing everything up. Evil Queen Lady is turned into a Mufasa Sky Ghost and is annoying the fuck out of the city. So the Power Rangers have to go into the city and find Simba so that he can go up there and tell his dad to get her to shut the fuck up. It's not that hard to decipher, Jesus fucking Christ. He then informs us of the character select screen, and even though you can clearly see their names on the screen, he decides to read them all out to us anyway and tells us a bit about their character. Like, I honestly give a shit at this point. People either know all about this or don't care. I have also seen one of the movies, and I can tell you that your description of Kimberly is off. She isn't a damsel in distress. Like, she's pretty capable from what I remember. She gets captured in the second movie, sure, but so does Jason, so she isn't exactly special for being captured in that movie.
So after picking our ranger, we get to fight bad guys in our street clothes? Come on, I'm being bombarded here with bad guys. Isn't that going to be some cause for concern?
So, at this point we begin the ritualistic bitching session. He complains about the fact that the characters wear the street clothes, just like they do in the fucking show. And he also complains that, well, he gets his arse handed to him, because he sucks. He plays really badly because he just button mashes his way to victory. In fact, I usually just refer to button mashing as Chris Borzing away through a game these days. It does tell you how to do it, but it says action this, action that, and quite honestly, I have no idea what the fuck action 1 is and action 2. I could look it up, but why, when I could just mash buttons instead? I know that that makes me sound like Chris Bores, but come on, like seriously, this is Little Britain the game. Why would I waste time looking up the controls when I can pass just by mashing the buttons? This guy's tactic to beat any game is to just repeatedly mash buttons and just hope for the best. It's why he's almost dead by the time he makes it to the morphing stage.
That you meet up with the stage boss and you decide, hey, maybe the shit is starting to hit the fan here. And you finally morph into a Power Ranger. Man, if I wasn't having so much fun slicing up bad guys with this big ass sword, I'd be flipping my shit right about now. And of course, while I'm busy debating my philosophy of how poorly this game was constructed, I'm getting my ass pulverized into a putty platter.
We are then treated to another fucking masterful joke, in which he asks if the Yellow Ranger kills everyone with an explosive fart.
Or, the hell was that? Would she kill him with an explosive fart?
The answer, for those of you who don't know, is no, you dumb fuck. I mean, if she was squatting, I'd say that it was a fair joke to make, but she's doing the exact opposite stance to what anyone would associate with farting. If you compare it to, like, an angry video game nerd joke, he knows where to insert such jokes.
Ducking hardly helps at all. He isn't much lower. Isn't the whole point of ducking to get down low? Instead, Alf does this awkward half squat. Looks like he's getting ready to dump ass. Yeah, I just hit number 2.
Look, I'm sorry, but after this nonsensical TMZ joke, I'm realizing that life is just too fucking short to pull apart every single problem with this video. I'm only 10% in, and I've already written 2 pages of fucking criticisms for this piece of dog shit, and I just want my life back. So I'm going to have to let a few things go from here on out. I am sorry, I really am. But man, this is painful. It's fucking physically hurting me to sit through this shit. So he gets to the boss, and this is where it gets especially fucking stupid. The skeleton motherfucker walks in and insists that he can beat any skeleton in any game.
Oh, let me try. I can defeat any skeleton in any game.
Okay, cool. How is this a thing? Is he saying that all skeletons can defeat one another? Doesn't that mean that all skeletons would stalemate? Or is this guy special because he's the only skeleton with this mystical power? I have no idea and I don't fucking care. Come on man, you have to at least have one joke in here. I'm at the 4-minute mark and there hasn't been a single thing that I can identify as a joke. And if this video is supposed to entertain people as a standalone product, it's failed already. The only reason that I'm watching this right now is for this show. Otherwise I would have given up and watched some porn or something, mainly for the better acting. You don't have to be funny all the time. Like, you could be an informative reviewer, but you're fucking not. Your insights are similar to that of an idiotic child watching over somebody's shoulder. You don't elaborate about the controls, or talk about the aesthetics of the game, or even spout trivia about the subject material. And if you think this is an accurate representation, instead you spout out these horrendous anti-jokes. No, they aren't fucking jokes. I can't even identify them as jokes. My brain doesn't accept them as jokes. So instead, I'll just say that you spout nonsense.
Oh, all this gameplay has made me hungry. I'm gonna go get me some Big League Chew.
Again, showing how consistent he is, he now complains that there's too much variety in terms of what's hitting him, as now flaming objects and saw traps are after him, and he's changing his tune to, "Oh no, I didn't want challenge."
So if you haven't gathered by now, this is basically a beat-em-up brawler game. And of course all you'll be doing in this game is fighting, and fighting some more. Lord, can't we get some variety here? Holy crap, what the hell's with all the bad guys? I feel like I'm in a 1990s Batman movie all of a sudden. At least halfway through this stage, we do get a change of pace with some platform gaming. All this is pretty cool, until all this flaming shit rains down on you from the ceiling. Well, I guess it's not as bad as level 4, where you have to dodge these spiky enemies and iron pylons crashing down from above. What the hell? Did I just walk into a Looney Tunes cartoon?
Speaking of which, he bitches about this boss that teleports around too much. If only he stood still and didn't attack, that will make this much easier and therefore much better. He compares it to a boss from Punch-Out and doesn't really say how it's any different. Considering that a lot of people like Punch-Out, is that a good thing? Is it good game design now? I wouldn't mind, but how many times has anyone actually fought this boss? Just remember the pattern and find a spot where they can repeatedly throw attacks so that you can actually hit it. But for Chris, he isn't willing to do anything like that because it's too hard for him. Instead, his neighbour turns up, who has a fence in front of him to establish that he's his neighbour and not Dale from The Walking Dead or Foley from Counter-Strike. And his neighbour just randomly knowing the solution for this boss fight would be a funny joke if he just randomly knew these things. But again, he can't be some great genius, as that would make Boars look stupid. So he gives him a fish for some reason and he throws it onto his lap. Like, who the fuck does that? Obviously, he throws it back at him and knocks him out. And in case you missed it, it's funny because someone got knocked out and then called a fish face.
Our hero, everybody!
Wow. Now it's on to level 5, where we head into the laboratory of... Holy shit! You see how close I was to getting my ass blasted off? And I need that thing for pooping.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. You could always just use your mouth. Plenty of shit comes out of there anyway. So then this animated person turns up. I don't know who the fuck he is or why the fuck he's here, but I'm just glad that he doesn't have Chris Boars' stupid face. He informs Chris that his door is open, so then he gets a load of verbal and physical abuse for his trouble. Wow. The Irate Gamer is likeable as always.
Our hero, everybody!
So then he gets his ass handed to him in a boss battle after it reaches its second form, and then he throws a pissy fit. This happens twice in a row, and it's even funnier the second time when he does the worst fake anger scream I've ever heard.
Ah!
And then he creates another fucking terrible special effect. Wait, hold the fuck? How is the hole in the wall covering up a chunk of the TV? You seriously suck this badly at placing your special effects? All you had to do was move that effect an inch to the left to avoid this stupid fucking amateur problem.
God, this monster's tough. But luckily, I am able to squeak out a victory. Hopefully the last boss in this game isn't too hard. Wow, I killed him already? This guy went down without me even breaking a sweat. Oh, what the hell is this Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan shit? Turning colors and getting more powerful than before? Ah, you suck! Ah! Oh, whoa! I didn't do it.
Well, it just goes to show, sloppy editing can be fixed, but shitty script writing is forever. And then we cut to, hold the fuck again, how the fuck did you do this without taking any damage? Look at his health bar, it's maxed out. I think somebody's been using Game Genie again. Don't get me wrong, if you can't beat a game, then you can admit that and use the Game Genie. In one of my reviews I didn't finish, I actually skipped a stage because it was insanely difficult. But I made a point in my script to actually mention that I skipped the stage. James Rolfe also admits it when he uses a Game Genie.
Oh, please, Game Genie, grant me 3 wishes. That's right, we're gonna cheat. But there's only one cheat I care about. Immunity to ghosts on the stairway.
The closest he's ever come to this was dying on purpose to simulate previous unrecorded gaming experience. And he even stopped doing that around 6 episodes in.
Now, of course, as I'm playing the game, I'm recording it, and I'm recording my own authentic experience of playing through it. So, when you see me die in the game, I'm really dying. I don't pretend to do it like I used to, like in the Karate Kid video. Like I was deliberately running into enemies and dying on purpose, but I don't do that anymore. Now I make sure that everything I play is authentic.
He also admits when he sucks at a type of game.
To be honest, I suck balls at it. I had to put it on the easiest difficulty setting because I kept getting my ass kicked. So this is a premature review. I'd like to be able to play it some more before I try to talk about it, but by the time I get that far, the game won't be new anymore, and people won't care as much. So this is a first impression.
If you honestly want people's respect, just say I sucked at this game, so I put in a code for Game Genie to get the ending, so that I could show it to you. There, you see? That shows that you put the audience before your own pride. But nope, Chris can't put himself in a negative light on any level. So the arsehole insists on cheating his way to victory. Just fuck off, man.
Boy, I've had enough. I'm gonna smash you into a million pieces.
Wait, hold on, why the fuck are you breaking the game? It didn't even look that bad, for fuck's sake. I mean, there are plenty of games I haven't destroyed on my show that all managed to piss me off in some way or another. I've broken 3, which are Bratz, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, and 2 Worlds. These are all horrible fucking games. This doesn't even come close to being a horrible game. It looks perfectly fine. It seemingly played perfectly fine, and he struggled to come up with any form of complaint all the way through it. I'll be fair and say that I haven't played the game myself, but the majority of review scores put it in the 4 to 6 out of 10 territory. In fact, looking it up on Wikipedia, it says that people said that it was an above average game, with most reviewers universally agreeing that it had a rather dull game design and level design and was incredibly easy. It has virtually no lifespan, and there's some debate as to whether or not the controls and animation were any good, something that Chris failed to even address. I'd personally say it looks aesthetically fine to me, and though I'm not sure about the controls as I haven't had the chance to play it for myself, even on an emulator as it fucked up on me every time I tried, it would seem that Chris was able to easily navigate the game. You see that? That was a review. It lacked elaboration, sure, but it was still a fucking review on the game that was supposed to be fucking showcased. I completely and utterly half-arsed that, and I still did a better job than you did. And I haven't even played the fucking game.
We interrupt this review to bring you this special news bulletin. Good afternoon, people. I'm Johnny Newscaster. This is the news.
What the heck?
Oh, thank fucking Christ, the plot's come to save me.
A large robot is destroying the downtown area at this very moment.
Destroy. I will destroy. Hail Shadow Overlord.
There's no word on what he wants just yet, but... And I just got word that the X-Men have arrived on the scene, so let's go live there now.
Oh good, the X-Men have arrived. The crisis is over before it began. Wait, why are all the X-Men Chris? Oh yeah, I forgot, he doesn't have any friends. He isn't exactly an actor who can play a wide range of roles either. He has one voice, one face, and one acting style. Bad acting. I won't mind, but he's literally wearing the same costume for all of the X-Men and just putting a different effect over it, and it looks like shit. His lack of practical effects kind of annoys me. Like, there's some charm in shitty practical effects, but shitty CG is just always going to look bad and kind of soulless. I'd be more forgiving if that was the case, that he'd actually, you know, made some cartons of milk or cardboard boxes look like buildings so that you could stomp on them. But it's just fucking boring watching these shitty JPEGs fall over and over again.
Destroy.
Obviously the X-Men suck. They immediately get stepped on and die because, well, there's only room for one hero in this piece of shit. And it's not like the X-Men can dodge or fight back and shit. They struggle to fight this robot due to its immense size. It's not like they've ever fought anything like it before. Oh well, at least we can get a close-up of the robot's nice shoes. So then Christian Slater's character from Name of a Rose shows up and teleports him away. The scene kind of makes me happy because I know that this guy only exists for plot convenience now, so it clears something up. This leads us into episode 2 of this 3-part epic storyline. I am sorry for splitting this into parts, but, well, upload times are a bitch if it goes over 20 to 30 minutes, so I hope to see you on part 2, and I hope to God there isn't a part 3. I really do.
When you start to play,
Yes, NES.
you hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. To punch or to shoot or to jump or to kick. You hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. I'm screaming at
Billy.
because he's so thick. His facial awareness is that of a brick. So hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. What's with these controls? Are they taking the mick? No, hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. Just give me
Game Genie.
No, hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. Hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. Hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks.